China may have a zero COVID policy, but it's becoming clear it didn't have much of a zero COVID plan. It was miserable enough in the Shanghai quarantine center before, but it's so shoddily built that the rainwater is soaking the people sent here. The city's lockdown remains in place, bringing China's financial center and a major international trade hub to a standstill. And experts have told Sky News that China's unflinching pursuit of COVID-0 could have an impact beyond its borders, on global supply chains and the cost of living. This isn't just about Shanghai. China's tight COVID controls all around the country mean the movement of goods has been strangled by checks, as lorry drivers on the border of Beijing told Sky News. Drivers' doors are given official seals like this to prove they haven't left their cabin in cities and risked infection.
A
motorway lay-by in Beijing might seem the last place you really need to worry about, but what happens here could actually have massive ripple effects in terms of supply chains across the world. But for all the current difficulties, the real nightmare would be other cities in China also going into full lockdown. Cameron Johnson is a supply chain expert who's been locked down in Shanghai for more than a month now.
Down south goes offline, Guangzhou, Shenzhen. If Shanghai continues to stay offline, if another area goes offline, then you will start to see massive global effects in the supply chain, and they won't be easily resolved.
And those global effects will lead to people all around the world paying more for goods?
Not just paying more, but companies won't have revenue. It's not going to be pretty.
China would say that its COVID-0 policy is the only thing stopping the country being overwhelmed by the disease, and that would have even worse effects for global supply chains. Right now, it is the citizens of China who are experiencing the worst. But the rest of the world may not be sheltered either. Tom Cheshire, Sky News, Beijing.